Hey travelers, Mag, I, and Skeletor 10 here on day 161 of our trip around the United States. This morning has been fantastic. Well, I finished working through the footage from yesterday. Skeletor 10 took the wheel and we got through our first part of the route, which was all park and grabs, just moving up to where we are now. We're starting our day officially from the northeast corner of Texas in Lipscomb. This is about as far as you can get into the northeast corner of the state without crossing the border into Oklahoma. Today's route has us covering 383 miles. For the most part, we're going to be heading directly west across the very top edge of the state. When we get to the western side of the north edge of Texas, we're going to pop up into Oklahoma for just a little bit, then over into New Mexico. Our big goal for the day is to get to the tri-state marker where Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Texas come together. At that point, our day will be drawing to a close as we come back into Texas and wrap things up at Dalhart. What do we have going on today? A lot of parking grabs?
A lot of parking grabs, a lot of seeing rural Texas.
How about a lot of cemeteries?
A lot of cemeteries.
If you guys have not geocached in Texas before, you definitely need to know. There are a lot of cemeteries out here. I mean a lot. And it is unavoidable if you are doing the county challenge for Texas, because there are many counties in this state where the only thing to find is within cemeteries. So while normally I kind of try to avoid shooting cemeteries, you can expect over the next few days that you're probably going to be seeing quite a few of them. What you're also going to be seeing is Skeletor 10 and I having a lot of fun on the road, enjoying geocaching and this beautiful Texas weather as we cover the entire top of the state and knock out all these counties up here. So let's go see what it has in store. Come on, let's go.
While driving around the 52 counties located in the panhandle of Texas, you can look forward to seeing giant, colorful, 20-foot long arrows piercing the ground. This is a project that's been put together by the Texas Plains Trail and the Southwest Collection of Texas Tech. The artist, Charles Smith of New Home, has created these arrows with a shaft made of 4-inch steel piping. You can expect to see at least one arrow in each of the panhandle counties, and some counties with even 2 or 3.
Let's get this wagon train a-moving.
That's pretty cool. Oh, there we go.
What do you got going on in here?
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Not much to speak of, but it's there. And we're here, so we'll take it.
Boom.
Put it back together. Oh, fail. Oh, God.
All right, so we kind of broke that geocache container, but I'm not claiming full responsibility because it was already weather beat and it crumbled in Skeletor 10's hand. So we're gonna be good stewards here and get rid of that old whipped cream container and use a new geocache container to refresh this hide. There are not many out in this area that we're at, so it's nice to be able to restore this thing to some sense of glory so that other finders can enjoy the hide without the broken container that we may or may not have contributed to. Back in.
Well, we got a nice new fresh container for future cachers.
And we have now balanced the cosmic scales. We may have broken it, but we've left it better than we found it.
The other thing that you can expect to see plenty of when roaming the plains of Texas, whether in the panhandle or down south, are cemeteries. Lots and lots of cemeteries. It is not at all uncommon to be traveling down a lonely dirt road with absolutely nothing in sight whatsoever and come across a cemetery. Geocache hiders across the state have taken advantage of the opportunities these cemeteries present by hiding caches near and far. Whether hanging off the fence line around the perimeter of the cemetery or within a tree located directly in the middle, there are geocaches to be found in most of these small cemeteries spread across the state. It is safe to say that a significant portion of our finds today and over the next few days will be located in cemeteries.
Whoop whoop.
Now this is what a train cache should look like.
Approved. Mmm.
This is a good spot for us.
I have found it. So have I.
Beautiful.
All right.
One of the more interesting locations we visited today was an abandoned station that has been all but torn down. While Skeletor 10 and Aichan were both busy sniffing out the geocache, I wandered around looking at the ruins. And then I capitalized on their hard work, able to make the find without having to put in any effort whatsoever. Coming into Spearman, the county seat of Hansford County, with a population of around 3,300 people, we slowed down a bit to find some geocaches in the area and enjoy a view of the beautiful courthouse in the downtown area. One of the things that Spearman is most well known for is its fantastic collection of vintage windmills. The collection had originally been started by J.B. Buchanan in the 1960s. When he began to become too old to maintain his collection, a group of volunteers got together to move the windmills together into a park. Even if you were to skip a visit to the J.B. Buchanan Windmill Park, it is almost impossible to pay a visit to Spearman without seeing a windmill on one of the street corners or in front of one of the many buildings in town. This geocache was one that sent me for a loop. When we pulled up, we saw an assortment of birdhouses in every direction. But after checking through the whole lot, we discovered that the container was hidden somewhere else entirely. It just goes to show that the geosenses will not always lead you to the right spot. But more often than not, they still guide true.
We haven't seen a skirt lifter all day long, so I'm really hopeful that if I find a clean place to touch this, we're gonna have a cache in there. We have our first skirt lifter of the day. No, we don't, because it's this plate right here, but that was a nice try.
We really enjoyed the dedication written by George Skypack while visiting the Moore County Veterans Memorial. I was that which others did not want to be. I went where others feared to go and did what others failed to do. I asked nothing from those who gave, nothing, and reluctantly accepted the thought of eternal loneliness should I fail. I have seen the face of terror, felt the stinging cold of fear, and enjoyed the sweet taste of a moment's love. I have cried, pained, and hoped, but most of all, I have lived times others would say were best forgotten. At least someday, I will be able to say, I was proud of what I was, a soldier. A very well-written piece.
Look at that! We got ourselves a wacky wave inflatable arm flailing tube guy. But I gotta tell you, this is the saddest looking wacky wave inflatable arm tube guy that I've ever seen. And I have seen a lot of wacky wave inflatable arm flailing tube guys. Whoa!
As you can tell, we thoroughly enjoyed our geocaching day across the northern part of Texas. But by the time we reached Oklahoma, the sun was already beginning to set down on us. We enjoyed a beautiful sunset over the Texas horizon, looking into Oklahoma, bracing ourselves for a cold night ahead.
All right, that brings the close to another day. We just barely, and I mean barely, snuck across the border into Oklahoma to make one find, and then we're right back into Texas again. I was really hoping that we'd make the tri-state corner by the end of the day at the corners of New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas, and that is our next stop. We are not going to make it. Can never quite hit that sunset in the time we'd like. But all things considered, we did phenomenally well today. Skeletor 10's route today was every bit as aggressive as it was yesterday, and we managed to get on the road at sunrise and keep moving all through the day. We really didn't slow down at all. All of our finds were fairly quick. I don't think we spent more than 5 minutes on any find. Do you think we made it through pretty quick?
No, we did good.
We've got 3 counties left to the end of our day. That's the Papa Crossing in New Mexico, the county right there in the northwest corner of the state, and then from there we're gonna wrap things up in Dalahart and call it a night. What do you think? Pretty good day out here on the road?
Excellent day. Man, it's got cold real fast.
It happened really suddenly. At the last geocache we stopped at, it was decently warm. We got out here and it's like Oklahoma just brought all the weather down and said, hey, you got too close to the state, we're gonna freeze you out of here. We hope you guys have enjoyed the tour of the north edge of Texas today. Tomorrow, we will begin our drop back down south along the edge of the state. This is also our halfway point of having Skeletor 10 with us. He's going to have 2 more days on the road with us before we drop him back off at the airport to head to Florida, and I swoop back around to make our way into Oklahoma. Thank you for joining us. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.